Trapping plays a very important role in modern-day wildlife management. Professional wildlife biologists monitor fur-bearer populations to maintain a healthy and sustainable harvest of this important, renewable natural resource. Trapping provides recreation and income for licensed trappers across this country. Hoosier Trapper Outdoors is brought to you by Hoosier Trapper Supply. J3 Outdoors, manufacturer of the Hags Bracket and Body Trap Spring Clip. Leatherwood Creek Trapping Scents. Weeby Knives and Fur Handling Tools. HTS Productions. Hoosier Trapper Deer Scents. And Leatherwood Wildlife Art.
All right. Thanks for joining us for this episode 12 of Hoosier Trapper Outdoors. I want to wish everyone a Happy New Year. When this is released, the day this is released, we will actually be out in Arkansas trapping. So hope all of you are having a good vacation break, able to get out and spend some time on the trap line. And I guess at that time, I hope we're having a good trip as well. So we're back to our semi-live, and this dealing with snow, which is a little unusual for us in November in Indiana, but we're dealing with snow and pretty cold conditions. So another variable in the trapping experience for sure. I want to thank everybody for the orders. I want to thank everybody for both online and phoned in. I want to thank everybody for stopping by the shop. Without that support, this and the other things that we do would not be possible. So I certainly appreciate that. We're looking forward to 2020 as another year of bringing you good quality trapping shows and good quality informational videos. And also we've got some pretty good thoughts and ideas lined up for podcasts. So we want to continue with all of our information that we put out to trappers for 2020, and we're looking forward to it and excited about it. I want to mention our Show Us Your Bottle contest. They basically show us have success, whether it be single catch, end of the day, end of the season catch. Show us the Leatherwood product that you used, which would include Top Dog Predator bait, and yourself in the photo. Submit those on Instagram, Facebook, or by email, or you can actually just print one off and mail it to us in the mail, and we'll enter you that way. We'll accept entries until March 15th. At that point, we'll cut it off, and a couple days later, we'll have a drawing, and we will give two $100 gift cards available, or give two $100 gift cards away, and those will be available, obviously, to anyone that entered if their name is drawn. So for all the entries, we will send out a Leatherwood Trapping Scent window decal, so everyone that enters will get one of those, and then have a chance to win one of the $100 gift cards. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Oh, there's another one. All right, check day 5. We had a full moon last night. There it wasn't, and we only got a couple more locations to check. So far we blanked out, nothing really going on. This spot right here was the spot yesterday where they had dug at the set and had the trap pulled out, still not flipped off.
So we come today, and they're still working from this side right here, and there's a clear coyote track right there. So a lot of times I say this is coons, and most of the time it is, but this is clearly a coyote just digging from the side. And typically when your trap is right on the hole, normally you can kind of avoid that kind of stuff. So what we're going to do, we're just going to put the trap right here where he seems to want to dig, rebait the set, and see if we can pick him up. But that's 2 nights in a row this coyote's been here, which maybe we'll move the trap over here and see if we can do any better. But just kind of give that a shot. So check day 6. Yesterday we checked day 5. Obviously we blanked out yesterday. Got this coyote here on our spot that's been exceptionally good the past few years. This is make the 3rd coyote on this location. So
yeah, he's working this area pretty good. It looks like this is where the dirt hole previous catch, assuming it's this one that worked from the side a little bit. Trap's right here. Come around and got in a flat set that hasn't been connected or messed with yet. So pretty cool.
And that's kind of a good point, because generally when there's just a light snow, we got 2 to 3 inches of snow on the ground, we just leave it. We don't do anything with the set. They can smell it. And
right.
that, we're using combination of coveralls and wax dirt. So the trap is obviously working. Been very cold for Indiana this time of year, down in single digits. So everything's continued to work. No freeze up issues. And anyways, we may actually have to replace that trap.
Yeah, it's a frozen mud ball.
Yeah, they get muddy and then it all freezes on it, and so kind of sometimes can be pretty difficult to deal with at times. So anyways, not replacing the trap because the coyote was in there, replacing it because it's not functioning because it's all frozen up. It's
right.
A big mud ball. So anyways, 3rd coyote on this spot, and if you look out here in the field, you probably can't see it but there's a lot of tracks out here, so we'll see what happens for tomorrow. We'll check this location 3 more checks probably. So
Okay.
I've been a professional trapper for over 40 years, and in that time, I've skinned literally thousands of animals. I've learned that it doesn't matter how cool a knife looks on your hip. What really matters is sharpness and reliability. And that's why I created the Weeby Wicked Sharp line of replacement blade knives. These are knives that will quickly skin your critters without skinning your wallet. Visit WeebyKnives.com to get the new Monarch folding knife with 3 replacement blades for just $19.95. Weeby Knives, Wicked Sharp.
Top dog predator bait. Success speaks for itself.
Pretty cool, Charlie.
Yep. Caught this coyote here on this spot. That normally is long times between catches, and so we picked him up here. We did catch one 2 days ago on the other side of the creek. This is one of those spots trapped on and off for years, so we got a long history with this place, but kind of nice to pick this guy up. I think last year, the day that we actually checked this trap, the last day we were pulling was the day that we caught. So on this side, the other side we had caught some, but kind of interesting.
Looks like something happened in my set here.
Looks like your set has been flipped off.
Yep. This was a flat set. It could have been this coyote, or it could have been a pair of them running through, but
yeah, it looks like there's a lot of traps, so I have a feeling that we probably missed one.
Missed a double, maybe.
Missed a double. Because look at that. That's behind you.
Yeah, there's a lot of tracks coming through here right now.
And the worst thing about this is maybe tonight catch one here, maybe. But then now you're into it for another 7, 10, 14 day wait for them to come back through. Like I said, that's based on a long history with this location. So anyways, take care of this guy. We'll get this set checked on the other side of the creek, remake the side of course. And what's this, the 5th location we've checked today?
Yeah, we're about halfway or so.
Or 4th location. Anyway, so picked up a couple coyotes. Better than yesterday when you blank out. Okay. New product for us and for Dakota Line. It's the Easy Set
and this is the versatile snare on this. So basically it comes with the support wire already attached, and just make your loop accordingly, and then you can actually bend this in any way that you need it in terms of height and position. A lot of us struggle with those whammies and support collars and that kind of thing, trying to get the support wire in that. With this one, it's all in one place, and then it's got 2 wires that come out of here. So this is just going to wrap around and tie off where you need it to be. And then the simplicity of this one is just literally having that loop in the place that you need it. So definitely something that's super. That's why it's called Easy Set. Super easy to use, super easy to set up, and then obviously you can adjust your loop size depending on what animal that you want to go after. So just simple to use, very effective. Can't say enough good things about them. So for those of you that are out snaring this time of year, which is pretty common with the snow and stuff on the ground, you might want to consider these, and you might want to check them out.
Hags Trapping Products by J3 Outdoors, the most versatile and efficient trapping devices on the market.
Got the Hags brackets on here. We just set this trap in one of the grooves, and it just sits right under there on the bottom slot, and then the water's just directly over the trap. All right, trap's missing. We'll see if we got anything. Hags bracket with the carrot. Can't beat that.
Lip licker deer lure. Success speaks for itself.
All right, question and answer. Got 2 questions that try to answer today. One is about trapping in big timber, which clearly is what we do in Arkansas. You know, the scenario of the change up of big timber to like mature timber growth to immature timber growth or recently planted trees, those are always areas that you want to look for. So just straight up big timber, not the most ideal. You know, if you were on the edge of the big timber where it joins fields, that would be even better. But if that's what you have to deal with, then you're going to work off of the Forest Service roads and the logging roads and the fire roads. So, you know, intersections, obviously, draws. If you look at Google Earth, and you can see flow of the land, flow of the mountains if you're in mountains. Ridges, that kind of thing. That's all what you want to look for. Deer trails within big timber is good. Big timber itself, because there's not a lot of undergrowth, normally it's shaded out, a lot of times doesn't support that much. So, you know, if you're more on the edge of the big timber, it's going to be more productive. So I always use the analogy, if you're going along and you see nothing but trees at all, and then you come to a clearing or a change up to something different, and it can be where, say, hey, they did clear cutting and then they actually replanted trees, and the trees are only 2 or 3 years old. I mean, that's ideal. So that kind of stuff is what you want to look for, some sort of change up of that of the main geography of the area. So but you know, we all can only trap what we have permission for, or what we have access to, or what we have in the area that we're in. So just have to make the best of it. But some sort of change up, some sort of landscape marker, or some sort of standout marker out there that is different than everything else is probably ideally what you want to work off of. Clearly, path of travel with all the Forest Service roads is another one. So, anyways, hope that helps a little bit. The other question is drying fur and storing fur once it's dried. Okay, two-part question there. Drying fur, ideally you should have some heat. 50 to 60 degrees with a fan going is ideal. If it's super wet outside, in other words, if you're getting a lot of rain and the humidity is really high, that fan is even more important. If you had a dehumidifier, that'd be great, but the fan is super important, or 2 or 3 fans is even better, particularly if you got quite a bit of fur hanging. So once it's dry, what do you do with it? So you can hang it once you got it stretched and dried, fully dried. Put it on fur hangers or on wires or whatever, and hang it up in the rafters or whatever of an unheated garage, that kind of thing. Watch out for mice. Mice love to chew on skins that have already been dried and finished, so be careful with that. And they can get pretty inventive on how they get to it. So even if you got it hanging up on a truss or a rafter or whatever, a lot of times they can actually climb down those wires or your fur hanger or whatever and get to your fur. So be careful with that. If you want to keep that fur till the following season, you can't keep it that way. You cannot keep it in spring, summer, and fall weather. The following spring, summer, or fall weather, and expect to keep the bugs out of it, or expect it not to get looking very stale. So it's going to get super stale, and it's going to probably get bugs in it. So that's just not going to work. So you basically took a skin that was worth whatever X number of dollars down to maybe 10 or 20%, assuming that it didn't get bugs in it, which it probably will. So anyway, stretched and dried fur, if you want to keep it to the following year, it needs to go in a freezer, which is perfectly fine. And that's a great way to store finished fur to the next season if you want to sell it at that time. So clearly fur when you're drying needs to be in heat, and then when you're finished it can be in the cold. You may need to keep a fan on if humidity picks up, and then definitely if you're going to keep it to the following year, put it in the freezer. All right, product highlight. Our fur handling video, Show Me the Money, professional fur handling video that I did. Actually did it a few years ago. It is 4.5 hours long, and there's like 10 or 11 different chapters on here, and it's going to cover everything that you're going to run into, basically on common animals that you're going to trap and then put up, and it's going to show you how to get the most value out of your skins without, sometimes people get a little bit crazy with doing more than they need to do. So it's efficient, practical, and profitable. So that's kind of what this whole thing's based on. There is fur that gets put up every year that it would have been way better to sell it green, where whoever put it up hurt themselves significantly by putting it up and doing a poor job, or not fleshing it properly, or stretching it properly, or cutting holes, or whatever. So, you got to be able to work through all of that, and that's all part of the learning curve. And you're gonna, not every skin's gonna be perfect when you start out, but I see people that should have the experience that have been doing it for a few years that don't seem to quite get it. So don't hurt yourself by doing a poor quality put up, and this video will get you through that and get you an end result product that's marketable, desirable, and will bring the full value of that particular animal. So anyways, you might check it out. Show Me the Money, professional fur handling.
All right, everyone, thanks for watching. We have the new Hoosier Trapper Supply catalogs out. Pretty cool bobcat there. Jake caught there in New Mexico. Pretty nice. They're available. You can call here at the shop at 317-881-3075, or you can request one online at HoosierTrapperSupply.com. It's right there on the home page. Hit the button, and we'll send you one in the mail. So, pretty slick. Also, gotta say, make sure you're following us on all social media so you can keep up to date. We do have an email newsletter you can sign up for on the website as well. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, obviously YouTube. And on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button, so that will keep you posted on brand new episodes that pop up, not just on Hoosier Trapper Outdoors, but also on the Fur Shed series and also the Trap House podcast. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Join us on January 17th for the next episode of Hoosier Trapper Outdoors.